Hey everyone, it's Drew Coolman again. So I wanted to give the breakdown of the final numbers for real estate that happened in June 2022 in West Columbia and Cayce. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be explaining a little bit of what data I chose, why I chose it, and how we use this to predict what's about to happen. I'm a big believer that if you can get ahead of the curve as far as knowledge, you can save thousands if you're a buyer and just know how to go with the market if you're a seller. We got to know what is truly taking place. And in real estate, the data lags what's going to be happening in the future. Typically, you're about at minimum 30 to 45 days behind what has happened in the market. So the stats usually show up to the public 60 days. Well, if you've been making offers like you're competing against seven people and you're really only going to compete against maybe one other offer, wouldn't you rather know that? So basically, we want to know how things are selling, how quick they're selling, and are there any indicators to let us know that the market is about to change? So, with that being said, let me zoom in a bit here. Okay. And I hope you can see these numbers. What I've done here is, and you may have already seen one of my videos, I broke it down by months: March, April, May, June. These typically are some of the hottest months in real estate. What I picked was how many properties went on the market that month, how many sold that month. Now, that's kind of a rough way to do what they call months of inventory. So, months of inventory helps you understand, is it a buyer's market or seller's market or a neutral market? Typically, a neutral market is around 5 months of inventory. So, what you would do is say, okay, 69 new properties came on the market. On average, in the month of June, 55 sold in the $250,000 price point. So that is slightly over, let's just say it's 1.5 months of inventory. That's well below 5 months. So that means right now it is still a seller's market. Now, that was just using 1 month of inventory, but if you look at the trends, by doing it in a smaller period, like all of a sudden, if June starts seeing more that are active and less that are sold, and July has more active and less that are sold, now we're starting to say, okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here. Is the average days on market increasing? So the average days on market is really important because that's one of the first indicators to let us know something is happening. The months of inventory is huge as well. But let me give you a quick summary of what we're basically seeing here. So in West Columbia and Cayce, in the $250,000 price point, the average days on market stayed about the same. This is now, I think, the second month where there is more inventory that hit the market than sold. But it's still selling for over list price on average. So right now, June is still looking pretty strong. And in that price point, that's what I expect to see, and that is what I have seen. Now, when we go to the 250 to 500,000 price point, we're seeing 39 hit the market, 33 sold. Okay, so that's the first month, well, second month actually. Actually, 3 out of 4 months have had more inventory hit the market than have sold. But we're still seeing the days on market at 16. That's not bad. And then it's still, they're selling for more than the list price. So right now, no indications that it's shifting to the buyer's market. Okay. Now the high price point, we don't have as much of that in the West Columbia market as we do when we do go over the Lexington market. So give me a second. I'm trying to minimize my picture. Doesn't seem to be working. There we go. Just took a second. Okay, so in the over 500,000 price point West Columbia and Cayce, we're seeing one hit the market, four sold. So that's actually the only price category where the inventory changed slightly, but that's not going to impact anything. Average days on market 4, average sales to list price was 101,000. So from these stats, what we are seeing right now is it's still favoring the sellers out there. We want to pay attention because I do believe, and I'll tell you why I believe this. I believe in July we're going to start seeing some different patterns. But we're not going to see the exact results from these stats, but what we're going to start seeing is some more price reductions. Then what we're also going to see is more deals fall through. The reason why, we've already started seeing sentiment change, but now people can't lock in lower interest rates. Like the ones that closed in June could have locked their rates in April or May. May is when they really moved up fast. So July, we're going to come across people who all of a sudden, maybe they can't afford their payments anymore, or maybe the loan officer realized the debt to income ratio changes. I expect to start seeing more properties hit the market that were under contract. And there are strategies built around that. If you're a buyer, think about that and implement some new strategies, because it's a lot better to compete against fewer people. And people do not pay attention to the properties under contract. If you have any questions, give me a shout. Originally, I put the trivia question out there. Did more homes, you think, sell in May or June? Well, what we're seeing in the West Columbia, Cayce area, it's about the same. The under 250 stayed the same. Under 500 slightly went down. Over 500 slightly went down. I would say basically it's pretty consistent with what we saw in May. I hope this helps. Reach out if you need anything. Talk to you soon.